First of all, remember to actually read the question before you dive into the passage. We are getting a new finding that, if true, would support this conclusion, right? So there's going to be stuff in this passage that is not about Prummer's and colleagues' conclusion. We should listen to that, but at the same time, it's the conclusion that's the most important thing. And this is a great passage for showing you how we're supposed to recognize strong words when we see them. Okay, so in fact, let me write the words strong words on the top of my page here. That way it's in our mind as we're reading. So let's take a look. Archaeologists have held that Kasaraib culture, which emerged in the southwestern Amazon basin in the first millennium CE, was characterized by a sparse, widely distributed population and little intervention in the surrounding wilderness. Those are strong words. They're telling us about the people. I don't care where they lived. I don't care when they lived. I care what characterized them. Describe them in a way that I can already tell I'm going to need later. Recently, however, archaeologist Heiko Prumers and colleagues conducted a study of the region using remote sensing technology that enabled them to create three-dimensional images of the jungle-covered landscape from above. Don't care. And the researchers concluded, here we go, that the Kasaraib people developed a form of urbanism in the Amazon basin. So it really helps to know what urbanism means. Urbanism is basically city dwelling, right? So if you're in an urban environment, you live in a city. So that's kind of what this means. But even if we did not know that word, right, we are contrasting, however, with other strong words that came earlier that clearly show the contrast as well, right? If it's sparse and widely distributed, then it seems like what we would want, their conclusion is going to be something like, compact. Or even just, let's be really dumb about it, right? Not widely distributed, right? So this is very easy to come up with a dumb summary. Now we're going to present some sort of new fact, right? So not necessarily something that's mentioned in the passage, but some new finding, some new fact that's going to support that conclusion. So we're looking for similar strong words to the ones I just wrote down in these choices. So let's look at all the choices here. Choice A. They show shapes consistent with widely separated settlements of roughly equal small size surrounded by uncultivated jungle. No, this is not Prummer's conclusion. This is the original conclusion, right? This is the original hypothesis that it's widely separated. No, now we want the opposite. We want things close together. So this is a bit of a trap. I don't know what would cause you to fall into that trap. I guess just not reading or understanding the question, or just not putting together the fact that there's a clear contrast here. You're just kind of seeing the word widely distributed and then widely separated. So it's clearly what they said earlier, but that's the important thing about these support and weaken passages is we need to make sure we focus on the right conclusion. B, they show shapes consistent with long distance footpaths. That sounds a lot like wide, right? Long distance, spread out, running from Kasaraib territories to large cities outside the region inhabited by the Kasaraib people. So there are cities, so that a little bit gives me a tiny little trap there, but it's not the cities of these people, and we're trying to talk about these people. So it's not, I don't really care if we're outside that region, right? This is introducing other people. But again, still, it seems to be suggesting that things are very spread out. If there's these long distance footpaths, this is the opposite of what we want. C, they show shapes consistent with scattered small farms created by clearing jungle areas near sources of fresh water. So again, notice the words I'm focusing on. I don't really care that they're farms. I don't really care that there's fresh water. I care that they're scattered. Scattered means spread out, lots of space in between things. So again, that's not what I want. I want them compact, not widely distributed. Hopefully D gives me some idea like this. They show shapes consistent with monumental platforms and dense central settlements linked to smaller settlements by a system of canals and roadways. So really, the only word here that's doing anything for me is the word dense. Because what is a city? A city is a dense place where people live, right? All the buildings are close together. People live close together. It's compact. So that one word does it all for me. I don't really care about the monumental platforms. Even the idea of settlements linked to smaller settlements by the canals and roadways, I guess that maybe matters because then all the cities are connected, I guess, or maybe that's the intervention in the surrounding wilderness. Like, I don't really know. I don't care. Everything else very clearly is spreading these people out, whereas only D is giving me any sense that they're kind of living close together. So notice the words that matter most had nothing to do with this particular culture. It had everything to do with just like What is the difference between something being spread out and something being compact and close together? Those are the strong words we're looking for in any passage, whether it's about a culture or a science topic. Just what are they saying? How are they describing it? That's what the passages are really about. And then we have to do the work of making sure we stick to the right conclusion so that way we can have a dumb summary ready to go. But there's a lot of info in these choices that just doesn't matter to me. It's extraneous details. It's the stuff about being wide or close that matters for me.